Welcome to part 10 of our trip to Switzerland. On this day, we took a train all the way up to Wengen, and then we took the Wengen cable car up to Mannlichen. From there, we had an easy 3-mile, pretty level hike up to Scheidegg, where we caught the train all the way back to Interlaken. As with any train journey around the Interlaken region, the views from the train were spectacular on our way up. Our stop was at the Wengen station, where our cable car was. Passing the train, we saw the beautiful view of the Lauterbrunnen valley below. After a short walk through Wengen, we ended up at our cable car station, where our cable car was only about 10 minutes away. While the views from the beginning of the cable car ride were spectacular, we ended up going into the clouds towards the top of the ride. We were a little worried that we might end up stuck in the clouds for our whole hike.
Hello, guten Morgen.
So we just took the lift up from Wengen, and it was super cloudy, and we're like, oh no, we're gonna have to wait a while for them to burn off. It's almost noon. We've been waiting 5 minutes, and things we couldn't see that were 500 meters away we can see now. So it's pretty cool. Okay, so what I've got on the camera now is 5 minutes ago we couldn't even see the grass in front of us from like 500 feet away, but it's clearing pretty quick, and that's the Royal Viewpoint. And yeah, we're gonna go hang out and wait for the clouds to clear so we can see all the valleys, and we'll do our little ridge hike. So we're at 7,200 feet, so breathing a little bit hard, but it's really pretty as it clears up. The hike up to the Royal Walk had little games and information stations along the way. As Melody can't resist anything with levers or buttons, she decided to stop and try this magnetic game out for a try. When we got to the top of the hill, we realized that while our side of the valley was starting to clear up, the other side was not clear at all. This meant that while there some days is a 360-degree panorama, we only got about 180 degrees of that view. Still, it was a beautiful view, with the mountains popping in and out of view from the clouds. It seems no matter what hill you're on in Switzerland, there's someone trying to jump off with a parachute. was a little bit of a side quest and was in the wrong direction for our hike. After checking out the beautiful views and realizing the clouds weren't going anywhere anytime soon, we decided to head out on our hike. On the way to the starting point of our hike, we saw that the cafe was open, and we decided we should get a bite to eat, as it'd be a while before we had a chance to get food again. While the food was pretty expensive, they did give you pretty large portions. The piece of apple pie we had was as filling as the schnitzel and the fries we had combined. After finishing our lunch, we headed out on the trail for a casual walk through the mountains. In Switzerland, you're never far from civilization, and this little hut on the right here was actually a pay toilet that was still in operation. After waiting in line to get some photos, we headed back out on the trail. Our hike ended at Kleine Scheidegg, which is a nice little train station and a whole bunch of hotels. The only thing we saw that was open there were the bathrooms, which was great, and then we jumped on the next train that came and headed on down. The views from the top down to Lauterbrunnen were absolutely stunning, and we just kept our eyes glued out the windows the whole time. It was also nice that this train had windows to open at the top so we could get a clear view outside. When the train stopped in Lauterbrunnen, it wasn't dark yet, so we decided to jump out and be tourists and go check out the waterfall. There were trains every half hour or so we figured we would just catch whichever train we were ready for next. The initial plan was to try to get some dinner someplace in Lauterbrunnen, but it looked like all the cafes were full and had really long wait times. In this picture you can see why Lauterbrunnen is a bit of a tourist trap. The beautiful buildings and the giant waterfall in the distance are all spectacular to see in person. After a walk around Lauterbrunnen, we decided to jump on the train and head back to Interlaken, where we would grab dinner and go to bed. On our way back out of town, we saw this crazy contraption going up the road and we had to stop and look at it.